starve. Life.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Live here, and I'm going to be here. You will never have to ask, where is Marcel?
I know my parents loved me, stand behind me come what may. I know now that I'm ready, yeah. For I finally heard him say, it's a different world, ooh, than where you come from.
He said nothing is fresh is the best is. Whoever than himself he the best is. Impressive. I ain't rhyming any beat like Andre back in 96. The beat he in the streets earbuds. Fuck the beats and be cursing like a sailor. I so out he be writing grander. For those they give you remember the Titans have blood like Perseus. Uncle Tom is like a white man. Stay about his money. Let me in the ear like he's Tyson. And I hear he lay back got his feet up when he rap. Making the traffic stand still. They freeze when he say action. A small fraction might walk away simply cause of distraction. But always getting back. I think it's cause I'm so attracted. The attractions in my trap and roll over to the masters on my Oscar De La Renta dog. Get with the classics. It's on your downfall. Make a beat to go and match it. I take a seat and relax. Scratch the beat and keep rapping.
Different world, ooh, and where you come, different world, ooh, and where you come, different world, ooh, and where you come from. The city is loud, yeah.
A chef on the glass, work on the plate, show my ass. Got the skills to pay the bills, but expensive taste make waste haste to your face. And baby, take this crème fresh to your face. Whoa, not like that, gotta make sure it's seasoned right. You ever served 160 within a 300 C? Humanity testing your sanity. After you were dropping a hole, no like, no more fight. But to get that time, you must do the crime. After 12, we feel one. Say stories to tell about going through hell. How you almost fell, how you messed up that VIP's Quinnell. This life in the kids, so you got a quick glimpse of what it means to hustle, bustle through our eye muscle. It's crazy, it's crazy. This profession's not for the lazy, cause it's a
Different world, ooh, and where you come, different world, ooh, and where you come, different world, ooh, and where you come from. The city is loud, yeah. Here's our chance to make it. Hey, and if we fall less on our goal, you can decide, we can take care. Hey, just remember that you and
It's a different world, man, I'm on some different shit. 250 nowadays for a pair of kicks. I remember when James was like $130, but the rock what I got in my stock, you're unworthy. Phone posits on my feet, never laced up. Phone posits on my feet with the fresh cut. Cargoes with the dope t-shirt to match. Wait a minute, hold on, let me check the back of the trunk. Pull them sixes out, feeling like Brian and Dwayne, feeling fresh in this game like a champ. Got them Jeremy Scotts on the feet with the wings. I'm fly above means, above all, just to get fresh like I get in these kicks. You gotta stand in line overnight, wait for these shits camp out. Had these for 3 weeks before they even came out. It's a
different world, ooh, and where you come, different world, ooh, and where you come, different world, ooh, and where you come from. The city is loud, yeah. Here's our chance to make it. Hey, and if we fall less on our goal, you can decide, we can take care. Hey, just remember that you and it's a different world. It's a different world. It's a different world. It's a different world. Than where you come from. Ooh, than where you come from.
They playing already, folk. They already playing. Look at this, folk. I thought they had early voting, right? And I figured with early voting, you guys would have said, okay, let's put out the early numbers. You know, give people some hope. Let's see what a race is. You know, maybe get Nas to do a little phone banking again. I know it'd be looking kind of weird if they did it now, you know, the day of the election. But still, you know, let the people know they already playing games, folks. I go around to certain news outlets. They're not even reporting that the race is even happening. Clyburn said what he said last night. That little shenanigans. I mean, but shout out to Brother Marcel. I'm gonna manifest that he wins this today. We need this because I need to do this roast video of these idiots who said that he was gonna lose. So don't make my hard work go in vain. But we finna take this off. Hey y'all, Gravity, any day above ground living. Jesus Christ, I'm close. Okay, now we back. Now we're back. Okay, folk, how y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? This is going to be a great show. Now, as you see the title, it is the Black Man Summit. Now, for those who were here 3 weeks ago, I was talking to the women. The women needed to be, they needed to hear something. They needed to hear a black man who rides with y'all, as long as you're B1, tell you that there's ways that we will help you, but you got to show this effort. You got to show the effort. Once you do the effort, black men will go through the wall for you guys. I told y'all, if y'all get this summit popping off, I will be down there. I will do it. Any task y'all need me to, but we need to see the effort. And that show went over very well. Today, I got to do the men. And it may not be as succinct as the women, because us men, we have to face accountability every day. So a lot of the things I'm gonna say, the dudes are gonna be like, we already knew that, Gravity. Give me something new. Yeah. So we're gonna do that, but a little perfunctory, if you will. Number one. Like I said, I'm glad y'all joining me on this Tuesday. I usually do it Thursday, but they put me on the plantation Thursday, so I got to do it on Tuesday. And tomorrow is my wedding anniversary and my daughter's birthday, so I will not be anywhere in the vicinity of online, except maybe putting up a picture, putting her over. But it depends on how it goes. It depends on how it goes. But that's one thing. Number two, I am, after this show, I take a little break, and I'm going to do my Twitter space at, I think I put it for 6:30, about the non-FBAs, where we can't be involved in the FBA reparations talk unless we're allies. So yeah, that's going to be a hot button topic, but I'm going to have fun with that. So I think, yeah, I believe that's at 6:30. So I'm going to be doing a lot of talking today, but these conversations are going to be necessary. And yes, my video I will do maybe later tonight. I've got to go get Opal Lee for her opening the door to everybody making money off Juneteenth except the FBAs and the ADOS. Yeah, I got to go for her. But let's begin, folks. Let's begin the show. Oh, yes. And also, I can't believe I forgot about this. Sunday night, or Sunday evening, there will be another Twitter space by yours truly for the black fathers out there. The black fathers have got to have their shine. It's Father's Day. It's Juneteenth. We're going to have our shine that day. So any fellas that want to come up, give up war stories, advice to the younger people. Hell, if you're an emerging father or new father, please come up and let's have a productive conversation so we can show everybody that we are active black fathers. But let's begin, folks. Now, I said the word active black fathers for a reason. Because we know white supremacy hates us. If they can't attack the black family and they can't demonize the black family, they will demonize the black father. And they will throw anything at the wall against black fatherhood to make sure that we, as black fathers, do not get the respect that we are deserving of. And of course, we see this a lot on the left. The left does not like the fact that a lot of black men are active in their children's lives because that goes against what they want to do with our children, which is indoctrinate them, because most men will not allow their children to be indoctrinated. So MSNBC decided to say, hey, we don't care that it's Juneteenth. We don't care that it's Father's Day. We're going to put out this bullshit. MSNBC launches The Culture Is, a special series celebrating women of color. So they're already starting with the PC talking points and the PC buzzwords. Okay, cool. Now, normally I wouldn't have a problem with it because I'm not going to watch it. Because number one, the first people that they put on there are these two idiots. Shout out to Aboriginal Woman in the building. Make sure y'all tweet this out. Share, like, and subscribe. Share, like, and subscribe because I'm not like other YouTubers. I'm different. But I bring this up because, folk, MSNBC, minstrel shows for Negroes, bedwenches, and coons, that's what MSNBC stands for, decided that they're going to launch this series Sunday, June 19th at 10 p.m. on MSNBC and stream on the MSNBC Hub on Peacock immediately after. So on Father's Day, you're going to put out a show that says The Culture Is Black Women on Father's Day. Have I got this right? I think I got this right. I was reading above grade level every year in school. So I think I have this right. MSNBC decides to put out this show. Premiere episode, Black Women. They put it out on Father's Day. Because apparently Father's Day ends at 9:59 p.m. every year. Let's read the article, folks. The Culture Is amplifies our efforts to elevate diverse voices across MSNBC's cable and streaming platforms. Rashida Jones. Was this Rashida Jones? I think this was Rashida. Yes, Rashida Jones. We're going to have fun with her today. It puts women on the forefront to tell their own stories and share their experiences directly with audiences. Joyless Reed, or like Professor Black Truth likes to say, Joke Reed, host of minstrel shows for Negroes, bedwenches, and coons, The Readout, and Tiffany Cross Eyes, host of MSNBC's The Cross-Eyed Connection, are the hosts and executive producers of the first special in the series, The Culture Is Black Women. And I read that part to you already. The hour-long event will feature Reed's exclusive interview with Vice President Kamala Harris in Mississippi. So you got an Asian down in Mississippi. Say less. Say less. But we're going to continue. Shout out to Mississippi Masala. That was a great movie with Denzel Washington. Check that out. I think Kamala was the female lead. I think she was. But let's continue. They will discuss Harris's historic role as the first black woman to hold the office. Again, she's not black. But let's continue. The special will also feature a roundtable with influential black women at the historic Minton's Playhouse, originally a 1920s speakeasy in Harlem, New York, over a meal by Harlem icon chef Melba Wilson. Joyless Reed and Cross Eyes facilitate an honest and vibrant conversation about what it means to be a black woman in America. Reed and Cross facilitate an honest and vibrant conversation about what it means to be a black woman in America. I'm sorry, folks. I'm choosing violence today. When were these women ever black? or understand the black female experience in America. I mean, somebody just got to explain this to me. They not on the ground, folks. They not out here. They not out here got to deal with the AAPI and the nail salons and their food stores. They're not out there doing that. They're not out here with the grassroots trying to fight for equal pays and all that. They're not out here doing that. How can you really sit up there and say you're going to talk about what it means to be a black woman in America when you're making six figures on TV pushing white supremacist talking points? Explain that to me. Matter of fact, explain to me how you guys are on TV trying to explain what a black woman in America is and nobody respects your opinions. At this point, if y'all gonna say something like that, you might as well make Candace Owens be part of this panel. I'm just saying. Get Amala Ekpanobi on there too. Get the Coon Triss, shout out to Torian Rain, and get Baby Coon. Get them both on there. That'd be a hell of a conversation. I would actually watch that. If they said Joy Reid and Tiffany Cross were sitting across the table eating, I just love, and here's another part I got to go with. I just love the fact that they're going to Harlem for a meal when the majority of black women are down in the South. Y'all couldn't take this to Jackson, Mississippi, the day she interviewed Kamala in Mississippi. Hell, y'all could have went 2.5 hours away and gone to Atlanta. There's plenty of black females down here that cook in Atlanta. But y'all stayed in New York. I would say why, but I'm not going to say why. I'm going to leave that one alone. But would y'all like to hear who's on this dais? It's a venerable who's who of Coontresses. Ryan Michelle Bath, actress and producer, star of NBC's The Endgame. She has said some questionable things, which we will bring up later. Tarana Burke, enough said. Tyrannosaurus Burke is on this panel. Lord. I'm going to leave that one alone. Nicole Hannah-Jones, New York Times Pulitzer Prize winning journalist and creator of the 1619 Project. I'm going to leave her alone because I could do a whole video on her, but I'm not because we're on limited time today. Captain Tamika Lindsay, retired U.S. Navy captain and former chief diversity officer of the U.S. Naval Academy. I've already said on this channel many times what I think about diversity positions. I'm going to leave that alone because she served. I'm not going to disrespect the uniform. I'm going to move on. Oh Lord. Representative Ayanna Pressley of the 7th District of Massachusetts. Oh Lord. Over under, folks. Before that program ends, she mentions Will Smith slapping Chris Rock and how it affected Jada. I will put $10 down on that she said that. Maria Taylor. I'm going to leave you alone, man, because I have been seriously contemplating doing a video on you, but I'm not going to do it anymore. But you're irrelevant. We're going to keep going. Robin Thede, another irrelevant woman who thought that they could get a show on HBO and it would be successful because she's a woman of color. Yet, come to find out that black people not only did not watch it, we did not retweet any of this stuff. We only saw it when black progressives tried to put it up and realized it wasn't funny, or white liberals. So, yeah, nah. Tamika Tremaglio, the National Basketball Players Association Executive Director. So I guess y'all couldn't get Chris Paul. Say less. But I forgot this is about women. So y'all couldn't get Christina Paul, because it's Cliff, Chris, and Christina. But okay, fine. Whatever. And Chef Melba Wilson, restaurateur and author. Okay. Throughout the revelatory dinner, guests shared personal stories and experiences, including sportscaster Maria Taylor, who for the first time described her departure from ESPN. Here we go. So she's going to snitch on film. Say less. Let's see. This special gives the gifts of eavesdropping on the authentic conversation that happens when Black women gather and tap into the deep sisterhood that exists just by virtue of our birthright shared lived experience, Cross said. Oh, Lord. So they word salarying the hell out of this. Let me read this again, folks. This special gives the gift of eavesdropping on the authentic conversation that happens when Black women gather and tap into the deep sisterhood that exists just by virtue of our birthright and shared lived experience. Dude, she sounds like Oswald Bates from In Living Color. That's the first thing I thought of when I read this. This is Oswald Bates. My man. What the hell did she just say, folks? She learned well from old Kamami. Say a whole lot of stuff, saying nothing. It's a unique window for the curious and a celebratory reflection for the familiar. We see you, we understand you, we love you because we are you. Okay. So now you went from word salad, Kamala, to we speak your name, Oprah. What are you talking about? I don't know what the hell you just said. All I got from this paragraph, folks, is we gonna drop the T, folks. And this is for all Black women. She might as well have just said that. It would have been a lot easier to digest. The culture is Black women is the embodiment of the phrase sisterhood is powerful, Reed said. I can't wait for everyone to experience it. Okay, let's see who got in here before I get the roasting. Let's see. Aboriginal woman, I said, what's up to you? Nikki the God is in the building. Beatzilla's in the building. Shout out to you, family. Shout out to you, family. And Samuel Logan, shout out to y'all, family. Folk, I'm going to get the roasting. Here we go. Okay, so like I said before, folks, if y'all just tuning in. So MSNBC decides on Father's Day, they are going to make the rules, and Father's Day ends at 9:59 p.m. so they could put out this bullshit. The culture is Black women special, 1 hour long, with all the venerable who's who of contresses that are on TV and in social media. Yeah. Okay, let's get the chop in this fable. First off, now y'all read who was on that day, so you already know these were all approved Negroes. But I wanted y'all to pay particular attention to Maria Taylor, because I have a sneaky suspicion she's going to be the highlight of this. Because everybody knows, goddamn, NBC and ESPN been going at each other's neck for years. So this is going to be NBC's one shot to take a shot at Disney. So I want y'all to understand what I'm about to tell you. They're going to use a Black woman to take a shot at the mouse. And nobody thinks this is not going to end. This is going to end well. Shout out to RuPaul. Thank you for that. I do speak fine. I appreciate that. We don't think this is gonna end well. Who in the chat thinks this is gonna end well? I will put out a bold prediction, folks. This, because further down in this article, they're doing not only Black women, they're doing Latinas, What was it? Latinas, AAPI, and it was somebody else. I think it might have been Kamala people, Kamami's people. Right. They have the culture is Latina, the culture is AAPI women, and the culture is indigenous women. Okay. I guarantee you, once all four are done, the black women one is gonna have the worst ratings. See, folk, it would have been. We wouldn't even have cared. I wouldn't even be doing this story if they did not lead off with black women on Father's Day. That was a shot at black fathers. I wouldn't even do the story. I wouldn't even care. But you have two hosts that have said many a bad word about black men. And on your dais, you have Tarana Burke, enough said. How many bad words she said about black men? Robin Thede, go look up what she said. Boy, it's okay though, folks. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Not even mad. Not even mad. Y'all can have that. That ain't even what I'm mad at. Shout out to Arsenal, the Rebel. But folk, I swear to God, I think they think black men are this.
No punk bitch. I ain't no punk bitch neither. I'm no punk.
They think that's what we are. They really think this. Shout out to RG Titan. Salute to you too. Samuel Logan, we are as men are damned with that lineup. It's okay, brother. We not even this mad. Brothers, this is why I said today, this is our summit. Don't be upset at this. How Jason Black always says it, this is good. Again, you've heard me on this show many a time on my platform. I'd rather deal with the bigot I know than the racist I don't. It applies to women as well. I want you to let out all your feelings on us. So when it does happen to you and you need our help, we're just going to put it up and say, listen, this is you on the Summit Jam screen. You can recant this all you want. We already made our decision the day you said it. This is good. Have your fun. Have your fun. You know Tyrannosaurus Burke, she's still pissed off that she ain't get to go at black men the way she really wanted to. And I'm sure they'll bring up Bill Cosby somewhere in there, but that's okay. It's okay. Black men, put our heads down, and we got to keep fighting the fight. It's okay. We're going to move on. Let's give some... That's fine, Rupal. That is fine. Black men. Again, you know how hard it is for us to be black fathers? It's tough. It's very, very tough. But what's even tougher is to have people digest the fact that, yes, we are great black fathers. It's even harder to digest for them to acknowledge that we are the most active fathers in the country, even though them damn divestors would love to tell us that's a lie, until we bring out articles like this. CDC, January 2nd, 2018. Black men better fathers than white men. Oh, yes, they did this back in 2013, folks. I don't want to see you, Mr. White Man. They say 35. Okay, Mr. White Man, you got to go. Thank you. 35% of white fathers who don't live with their children do not eat meals with their children, while only 31% of black fathers who don't live with their children avoid meals with them. Yes, sir. We love eating with our kids. We don't like it when they don't eat our food. But when we get the grill working, they love our food again. And you could just appreciate the fact and the look when your kid tells you, hey, daddy, you cook better than mommy. We live for that look, do we not? Oh, yes, we do. But let's keep going. 70% of black fathers help their children use the toilet, while only 60% of white fathers do. I've done that twice, and I'm not doing it again because she's a female, and that's not my business. I don't want to see nothing she got. But let's continue. 30% of white fathers who don't live with their children don't play with them, while only 25% of black fathers who don't live with their children fail to play with them. We've seen many of the videos, folks, on Instagram, black fathers playing with their children. And what ends up happening, folks? That's right. When they see us playing with our children, they say we're being too rough. They say, oh, that's, he's doing something nefarious. They say, oh, must be his weekend with the kid or the children. They say anything they want to say about us. But they can't deny the fact. And even the white supremacists have said it, when your father is in your life, you tend to do better. Crazy Black Star, be one to you. Be one to you. But like I say, keep the barbs coming. We just get stronger. Here we go. 29% of white fathers do not ask their children about their day, while only 21% of black fathers fail to do that. I can attest to that. I didn't tell my father how the day went. Oh, he was upset. He asked everybody in the house. And when we asked him, he just grunted. No, I'm just kidding. Most times he grunted. When he got older, then he started telling us more. But yes, we're tired, but we still want to know about your day. Especially if we got to go up to the school and, go talk to the teacher. We need to know these things. But yes, we do this. Let's continue. 41% of black fathers help their kids with their homework, while only 28% of white fathers do. I mean, unless it's, this here, nah. I'm just kidding. I don't know what goes on in white households. I don't. But we always see, them TV shows. The father come home late. The kids are almost done with their homework or done. And all they do is like, did you guys complete your homework? And then laugh track. But you've seen many a black show. The black father always asks, hey, how was school today? What you guys studying? Let me check that when you're done. And then there's some plot. But yes, we have to take, because we understand that can't have a dumb black kid outside. Can't have that. And then they wrote, to put it bluntly, there is a crisis in the white community. It's the elephant in the room. Now, black folks, I need y'all to strap in because we're about to have some fun. Now, they praised us in this blog post, right? But you can't leave well enough alone now, can you? Who's ready to strap in? Who's ready? Who's ready for this? Yep, the kick in the gut. Because, of course, like I said, they couldn't leave well enough alone. They had to take shots at black men. So it said, now what can be done to reverse the disintegration of the white family? Here are some ideas. Number 1, Black fathers could get involved in Big Brother or mentoring programs for white kids with absentee dads. I had to maximize myself just so y'all can look at my face when I read that. That's exactly what I did with the way you saw my eyes. That's exactly what I did. Thank you, some chick named Star. F on out of here. We have enough black kids outside that have no mentorships. They have nobody male to look up to. You fixing to tell me that I need to go find a white kid without a dad and mentor him over this black kid who does not have a mentor? Interesting. Because we see how well that worked out for a black man who was the caregivers to a couple white kids. We saw how well that worked out. The brother taking care of the two white kids. Somebody called the cops on him talking about he kidnapped them kids. Yeah, we like some of that. But let's continue, because they didn't just stop there. They could have stopped there and I would have been like, y'all reaching. But okay. That's the solution you came up with at the time. The government could pay white women each time they have a child out of wedlock to help compensate for them having an uninterested boyfriend. This might inadvertently encourage white women to have more children irresponsibly, but it's really the right thing to do. Who cares? Number 3, recognizing the challenges white kids face with bad parenting, schools could give disadvantaged white kids preference in admission to college and graduate schools. Even if the white kid has lower test scores, if he has a compelling life story, that should compensate for lower grades. I maximize me again. So you basically just took white kids and just put their thing over black kids, because you basically just described black children. Black children have bad parenting. Schools should be giving disadvantaged white kids preference in admission to college or graduate schools. But we know they don't do that consistently. Even if the white kid even if the black kid has lower test scores, if he has a compelling life story, they should compensate for lower grades. Well, folks, if that's the case, then every child in Chicago, South and West Side should be going to college. Every kid on the west side of Atlanta should be going to college. The HBCU system, which is literally miles away from there, should be admitting every black kid that graduates. You don't think Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, Manhattan, Uptown, and Bronx kids that are black, you don't think they should go into the CUNY system? They have a compelling life story. Some of them have to take a bus and a train an hour and a half to school. Some of them have to go to schools in bad neighborhoods. That's a compelling life story. No, why think that? I love number 4, by the way. The government should establish branches that seek out white people from disadvantaged backgrounds for preferences in hiring for jobs. The government could become an employer of last resort for white people from broken homes whom no one else wants to hire. What about the black kids every summer who have nothing to do all day? Would be nice if we had, I don't know, what did they call that thing? Oh yeah, recertified high school. So when they do these trades during the school year, hell, they could spend the summer learning the craft. I'm sorry. Hell, a kid does auto tech all year. Why not for 3 months? Have him work in a garage. Hell, he don't even have to work on a car if they're not insured for that. That's fine. He could work the front desk. He could clean up. He could study. He could be shown what to do. There's a solution right there. But let's praise white supremacy. Yes, Samuel, they did do away with summer youth programs. Well, no, yes and no. They tried that, but then they realized we're going to have a whole bunch of kids on the street doing God knows what, and we can't control that. So then they them churches, they have their little summer camp programs, and all these other little places have their summer camp programs. But like I said, the programs that I'm talking about, these kids could actually learn something. I want to know what happened to the trade schools. RG Titan, the trade schools, the government didn't want to pay for them anymore. I went to trade school for culinary arts. Usually they get their funding from the government. If the government don't want to pay their ass out because they don't have endowments, they don't have boosters like a college would have. So if the government's not giving them money and people aren't going, they're going to close. I know for a fact in New York, we had a whole bunch of auto trade schools, whole bunch, HVAC. They even combined them. When the government went belly up, they all closed. Every single one. A lot of these trade schools, they got a nice little surplus shot in the arm thanks to that nursing boom back in the 90s and the early 2000s. So they made a lot of money pushing them programs, but that's all you would see them push. Like when you see their advertisements, always some nurse. It's always nursing first, and then you have business management and everything else under it. But then again, now that nursing is starting to go down, because especially with what's going on, these people don't want to go into that environment because they heard the horror stories. So now all those nursing schools are going to go out, and all those other schools are going to start going out. The only one that's really survived was DeVry, but they're in a STEM field, so I don't see them going out of business anytime soon. But let's finish this off, because you got to hear the last one too. The last one's funny as hell. Hollywood could play a role in this too, casting white men in positive roles as doctors, lawyers, judges, scientists, and other capable, educated men to give white kids from bad homes role models to aspire to. I got to get something to drink. Y'all marinate on it. Give me the line.
Cut the check.
Hey, I'll take your water and get gone. So, according to this guy, this guy, Ed Straker, white men have never been put in a role of a doctor, a lawyer, a judge, a scientist, or capable, educated men. I missed this. I've been on Earth for 36 years. I've never seen this, according to them. I didn't see The West Wing. I did not see this. I did not see Scandal. Yes, Crazy Black Star, except my wife is home, so she's taking care of that. But back to the show. I didn't see The West Wing. I didn't see House of Cards. I didn't see Law and Order. I didn't see The Practice. I didn't see shows like The Incredible Hulk. I didn't see shows like The Office. We didn't see shows like Different Strokes. We didn't see shows like The Jeffersons with the Willises. The man worked his way all the way up to the top floor of the publishing company. We didn't see this. We didn't see the countless amount of movies where white men were in positions of power. Deliverance Anyone. And that was white on white crime, by the way. Shout out to Sarah Gonzalez. Doogie Howser. Thank you, Samuel Logan. Doogie Howser. A teenager who was a doctor. NYPD Blue anybody? Blue Bloods. The main character is the commissioner of the city. I could keep going. I'm moving the mic. I could keep going right now. The Arrowverse, anybody? I know those are superheroes, but Arrow, white guy. Flash, white guy. Legends of Tomorrow had how many white men on there that were superheroes? Huh? Superman and Lois. Huh? I'm sorry, what? Who wrote this? Explain this to who wrote this? Fight Club. He took down the credit system. That's not a capable, educated man. The Negotiator, great movie. Samuel L. Jackson, Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey was the equal to Samuel L. Jackson. Every goddamn Steven Seagal movie. I'm fucking with y'all on that last one. I was fucking around. Blackout for Network in the building. Who wrote this? But yet black folk get the drug dealers, the scam artists, the criminals, police, corrupted police. We got The Wire, folks. But who is the lead in The Wire, folks? Dominic West. When you say The Wire, who's the first name you see? Mick Nolte. Then you may say Omar. But that show was built around Mick Nolte. Oz was built around McManus. I could go down the list all day. So for him to write this was stupid. But we're off that because we know they need to project. Did you think it stopped there? Now, I'm going to check the House District 6 primary results. Folk, they playing around today. They're playing around today, folk. They're playing around still. I just refreshed it. Just to prove to y'all that I refreshed it. I refreshed it. It didn't move. They playing today, folk. Early voting my ass. But we off that. Who wants to get mad again? Yeah, I ain't gonna get mad. I'm actually gonna put black. We're actually gonna have fun now. Now, y'all know me in the history with this city. Afro Elite knows. New York, Chicago have a rivalry, but I have to applaud Chicago on this. Film Animation RB1. Got to applaud Chicago on this. Breaking myths about black fatherhood this Father's Day. Now, this was written in 2019. It's from the Chicago Reporter. So we see a black father teaching his son how to walk. That's what's up. Mention gun violence. This is the paragraph I want y'all to listen to. This viewpoint about black fatherhood is a well-established structure of thought with a host of supporting beliefs that reinforce it like rebar in a concrete slab. Society is devastated because the majority of African-American fathers are not at home nor involved in the lives of their children. Yet, I just read you that we're the most active fathers in the in the world, in the country. But, of course, because they know people don't research. So you can just say anything. Okay. The solution, therefore, is for black men to return to their responsibilities. These statements are stereotypes, fabrications, and completely wrong. And the impact of these thoughts is girded in the foundations of American society, from systems of education to access to employment to incarceration. So years ago, the CDC said that we're the most active fathers in the country. But you're still saying that we're not in the home. But then when we go ask for these kids, we got to go to the Middle Earth, get the ring, bring it back, go to court, just to get a court date for y'all to listen. But everybody else can lie on us, and you just take it like that. We've seen many a black man do things for their kids and try to be in their kids' lives, and we have to document everything. Every interaction, every screenshot, every email, every text, to prove to the world that we're the best at what we're doing. But the rest of the world can say 2 sentences negative about us, and the whole world believes it. And then when we do something nice, like dress up in suits, dress our sons and nephews up in suits, and give them positive reinforcement and encouragement, so they feel better about themselves, because we know damn well nobody else out here is going to do it. We get ridiculed for it. Interesting. Yeah, I know it sounds a little angry, folks, but it always seems to happen around Father's Day. That's where most of the vitriol comes in, because they know this is the one day where you can't exclude any father. They've tried it many years. They tried to demonize Father's Day, then they tried to say, okay, happy Father's Day, Mom. Shout out to the black grassroots and the new black media. We shut that down really quick. They don't even bring that thing up anymore. Don't even bring it up anymore, because they knew better. We called it on the carpet. But folks, before I really start talking to the black men, one more article. Now, we were taught in the new black media, you look at everything, no matter the site, because white supremacy always puts what they're really thinking in a place where you don't expect them to say it. So I was doing research for this Black Fathers article, and guess what I found? In the most unlikeliest of places, folks, I found an article on the Federalist of all websites. Shout out to Professor Black Truth. The Federalist, two women actually wrote this to say, to truly reduce racial disparities, we must acknowledge Black fathers matter. Now it says Americans must confront the injustice of George Floyd's death and examine issues of police use of force. We should review sentencing guidelines and revisit qualified immunity. We must never dismiss the generational effects of slavery and Jim Crow. We must also acknowledge that racism is not primarily responsible for the struggles of the Black community. Fatherlessness is. Don't take our word for it. Here's what Black leaders have to say. The top 3 biggest problems facing the Black community: lack of fathers in the home, lack of fathers in the home, lack of fathers in the home. I don't think I want to know who the Black leaders you asked. You should have went to the Black grassroots. You would have gotten a decent meal and the truth. That's not the 3. Yes, lack of fathers is a big problem, but also the police and lack of resources. And of course, they had to go quote Larry Elder, but we're going to keep moving. Activist and Blexic founder Kuntris Owens declares the biggest issue facing Black America is father absence. She must have had some seasoned food that day. She must have found a nice Tennessee-style recipe from some Black woman and had a good meal that day for her to say that. But then again, she's from a Caribbean background, so she probably said, you know, that side of the Black diaspora, you know, the Black American, yeah, they're facing father. I had my granddaddy, so, you know, I had a positive male role model in my life. But them niggas over there, nah. Georgia Tohi K, you can say nigger. Nobody will hear you. Former NAACP president, this coon, Kwesi Mfume, when asked if white racism or the absence of fathers pose a greater threat to Black Americans, replied without hesitation, the absence of Black fathers. He only said that because he's representing Baltimore. Negro, where were you when Freddie Gray was getting harmed? Where were you, sir? Where were you? I know I'm probably asking that question and people are going to get at me for saying that. I don't care. Where were you, sir, when Freddie Gray got beat up by them 6 cops and thrown in the van? Where were you, sir? I would like to know. You said nothing about Freddie Gray, but you had all the smoke for Kimberly Klesick. You had all the smoke. You had all the smoke for booty clapping for that damn crime bill, but you had no smoke to make sure Freddie Gray did not get his ass whooped by 6 cops. And didn't open your mouth to say them 6 cops need to go to jail for life. Yeah, I'm not taking you seriously, my nigga. Given the devastation fatherlessness visits on Black children, you would think racial justice advocates would sound the alarm. Now, here comes the shots. Yet Black Lives Matter openly seeks to disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family, the only institution that through marriage binds children to their fathers. You don't always have to be married to bind children to their fathers, but See, right here, they're already trying to say that Black Lives Matter is a foundation of black society, which we've already said is not the case. What would you like me to say, Star? I will say it because I just don't care. We're in the middle of a heat wave in Atlanta, and I'm upset. I will say it. You tell me to say it, I'll say it. The BLM core statement of belief mentions black mothers, black families, black parents, and even black glitches. Yet nowhere does it mention black fathers, even though when black fathers have access to their children, they prove to be more involved parents than their white and Hispanic counterparts. Oh, Nikki, before we continue, yes, it's disgusting down here. We're in the middle of a heat wave that is not going to end till next Wednesday. And I think Thursday it's going to be 101. So I must have woke up in Texas. Except I don't see that much white supremacy where I live. Nobody's walking around with guns. I mean, it's overcast right now. Wait, I forgot to do this. You know, I do this every live stream, folks. I forgot to do it. Thank you, Nikki, for reminding me. That's what it looks right now. It looks like it's fixing to storm really bad. It said there's going to be a thunderstorm later, so it must be coming. It must be coming. Oh, Lord, I locked my light off. Okay. Oh, okay. Ew, I don't like that orange one. There we go. Yeah, so, yeah, it's probably going to be a bad thunderstorm, which means my luck, a goddamn water bug is going to show up somewhere. So, got to keep my eye out for that, but that's okay. Let's continue. Now they're going to tell us what kids need. The three staples of children's social and emotional diet are their mother's love, their father's love, and stability. When children are raised by their married parents, they have daily access to all three. Again, your parents don't have to be married. They just have to be together. These needs have nothing to do with a child's race, and the absence of one or more of these critical staples make children emotionally malnourished and more likely to struggle academically, suffer a host of behavioral and emotional challenges, become a teen parent, and be incarcerated. That's why marriage is a social justice issue for children. So you're bringing a church concept into social justice. Okay. Now, this stat right here I think is bullshit. Only 17% of black kids make it to their high school graduation living exclusively with their married mother and father. Oh, the Tethers will love that stat. Tell the ladies to take off their wigs and throw them into the backseat of the car. Only when we have sex with y'all. I'm just kidding. Only 17% of black kids make it to their high school graduation living exclusively with their married mother and father. I think that stat is BS. Because if that's true, folks, then there's a lot less tethers than we thought there were. Most marriages end from financial issues. With repair, our relationships will improve even more. Of course. 70% of divorces are initiated by the woman. And most times it is financial. But for us, remember, we're black. The nigga cheated. It's the nigga's fault. But okay. That means 83% of black youth are suffering the loss of a parent or instability of split homes. That's an emotional starvation rate, an order of magnitude greater than any other racial group. I don't know what the hell you just said. Unsurprisingly, Minnesota, the epicenter of today's racial unrest, is located in the region of the country with the greatest disparity in racial marriage rates. Fatherless kids are hurting kids. Tupac penned of his childhood spent without a dad. Okay. So they took shots at Somalians. Go ahead. Does racism cause fatherlessness? Oh, Lord. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting into white supremacy territory. So we finna leave that. I'm finna leave that one alone. Cause they're I don't like where that was going. They trying to make us look like this. That's how all immigrants are looking right now. When I read that stat. We are part of the 17? Wait. No. No. We are, see? No. We are better than the 83% of our cutters. No. We only deal with our cutters that are married. And even then, we watch you. Because we don't know. We don't know what they say in their house. Now, where's my fufu? I'm going to hell for that. I don't care. Anyway, leave it to the Federalists to like, we're gonna make you so happy, black people, and then we're just gonna say fuck you right after that. Shout out to all the black men that ran off Patriot Front in Philly last year. Shout out to those black men out there. Shout out to them. They got arrested in Idaho, of all places. Idaho. But somehow they'll put that on us. Shout out to all the FBAs and the black folks out in California that making Karen Bass look like a slack a-hole right now. They told her, nah, you ain't got them tangibles, baby girl. You might have to go set somewhere. And she's getting her butt kicked by Caruso. So shout out to the black men out there. They are making it known that we need something concrete. We need something concrete before we go to that ballot box. But folk, speaking of California, oh yes, 25 Kid, yes. I have this one and I have the red one hanging up in the closet. But yes, folks, I brought up California for a reason as well. Because the archfiend of allowing white supremacy to flourish, because she accepted the apology of a KKK former member, old Mad Maxine Waters. We all remember what happened with the election, do we not, folks? Yes, we did. Maxine Waters was glad 45 lost. But she had to make sure to go in front of her constituents, folks, and say this bullshit.
You have members of your cabinet that have been booed out of restaurants, who have protesters taking up at their house, who's saying no peace, no sleep. No peace, no sleep. And guess what? We're gonna win this battle, because while you try and quote the Bible, Jeff Sessions and others, you really don't know the Bible. God is on our side. On the side of the children, on the side of what's right, on the side of what's honorable, on the side of understanding that if we can't protect the children, we can't protect anybody. And so, let's stay the course. Let's make sure we show up wherever we have to show up. And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
Oh, yes. She said that, folks.
Support Trump, that they're going to realize some big sums of money that's going to come to them through some damn proposals that they're going to present, and they're going to be taken care of, and they're going to be able to manage all of this money. They are crazy. They're not going to get a dime from these people. They don't even know how to put together the right kind of proposals to even be considered in this way that government works, and how you have to get through the House and the Senate and all of these committees, even in order to get to the president to sign something, and he's not going to sign a darn thing to them. He's a racist. He does not have any appreciation for black people and black women in particular. He's talked about us so bad. He talked about John Lewis so bad. He talked about Cummings so bad. He has no respect for us. He's not doing anything for us. And for those black young men who think somehow they can align themselves with Trump, not only are they terribly mistaken, any of them showing their face, I will never, ever forgive them for undermining the possibility to help their own people and their own communities.
Out of respect for you, ma'am, I'm not going to say what I really want to say. I'm fixing to be nice. Maxine Waters, look at my face. I voted for Trump. I'm younger than you. You are 1,445 years old. I tell a lie. I'm making you younger than you are. You're 1,619 years old. You were there when the first slave ship hit Jamestown, ma'am. I'm a mid-30s guy, and I voted for Trump. So I'm one of those young men that you're talking about. I don't give a shit if you ever forgive me for it. Because guess what? As I look at what's happened almost the last 18 months, I know I made the right decision. Because guess what? When he was in office, gas was under $2. When he was in office, I had an upward trajectory in my career. To the point that I could have maybe, if everything didn't go to hell, which, before I continue this, folks, I would like everybody to join me next week on Thursday. I'm going to be doing a special broadcast where I'm going to break down how this whole, Coffee Venereals thing was actually designed to, and I'm not going to tell y'all more than that because I will get in trouble on YouTube. But I'm going to warn y'all now, the show is not going to be on YouTube. This show will be, I think I'll probably do it on Rumble. I need to, yeah. So I'm going to put my Rumble and local stuff in the chat. Next week it's going to be there because I can't play it here because I know they'll shut my channel down for what I'm going to say. But back to old Mad Maxine. Ma'am, gas was under $2. Trump was bringing kids home. Black veterans were getting money. HBCUs were permanently funded. Black women were actually making way more money than they were under Obama. But of course, y'all never wanted to point that out because that would have made your man look bad. But okay. Yeah, less black men and women were killed by the cops under Trump. But of course, y'all only highlighted George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and said that those two people were the microcosm of everything that Trump is. Sorry, not microcosm, macrocosm. Youth use those two as political stunts to say that that man and the Republicans were racist. Now, are the Republicans racist? Most of them are. But the point is, they tried to demonize what the hell they represent because they stole Republicans from black people. So they're automatically the goddamn racist. And you guys are the ones, the abolitionists, who want to save my black ass. But I'm here 18 months later, and you really didn't save nothing. Because, hell, most people won't tell you, we didn't have these threats going on every other day that we're having domestically. Can't get fuel, food shortages are happening, babies can't even eat, folks, and we know a lot of women cannot breastfeed, so how are these babies eating? But then again, you got to go to the GMO food, but y'all don't want to talk about that. Interesting, because last I checked in doing research that kids who got breastfed actually are a lot smarter than people who were fed formula. But of course, y'all don't want to promote that, and that should be what y'all's command me, but of course, you don't want to promote that. She's more worried about being on a special with Joy Reid and talking about collard greens with Jim Clyburn. Collard greens, 2 bags worth, 2 bags. But that's what y'all are concerned with. Ma'am, let me keep talking to you, because evidently you got to keep talking to you because your dementia-ridden ass does not understand what goes on the street, because you'd rather kiss up to white supremacists. Okay, ma'am. Your district is in South Central. How has South Central progressed? Explain that to me. I don't know. South Central has not moved. Y'all are so worried about Trump because the cocksucker you put into office can't get the job done. And you know damn well this country won't vote for a mixed Asian chick who was born in Canada who identifies as white. There's one thing that there's a general consensus about America that we can all get along with. We don't like confused people. We're not for the confusion. You have seen over the course of this country's history what happens when you put confusion in the air. See, when you want to talk about everybody else, it's confusion. You want to make sure that you say what you want to say, but you got to appeal to this side. So you have to shoehorn it in somehow, but then come back around again. And then when you want to talk to everybody, you got to make sure that it's palpable for everybody else. But when it comes to the black men, oh, you were very direct, were you not? The young black men who voted for Trump, I will never forgive you. Ma'am, you better be lucky you still got that seat in November. Now, the only thing that saves you, ma'am, is because you're a Democrat. That's the only thing saving you right now. You're a Democrat in South Central, where a lot of those people are older people who have seen you since the 90s, and that's all they know. When John Collins went on the ballot, nobody wanted to vote for him because he had that R next to his name. You went on outside and told homeless people to get off the block. But we know damn well what would happen if a bunch of grassroots black folks would have went to your house over there in Virginia. I'm sorry, not Virginia, over there in DC, and started doing our grassroots thing, doing the chanting and asking you to come outside and answer some questions. We know what would happen. You would call them same goddamn race soldiers that you talk about, oh, we got to defund. You would call them with the quickness. I tell a lie. You would call Capitol Police first. Then they tell you they can't do that because you're at home. So you got to call DC Metro. Then DC Metro gonna come. And we know all the history with DC Metro. We know them. Again, Maxine 1619 Waters. I voted for Trump. I don't care. I don't care if you're upset. I don't care if you never forgive me. You can kiss my ass. And you can kiss the ass of a lot of the black grassroots as well. You've done nothing for us, ma'am. How you create a hospital in 10 years it closes? And Cedars-Sinai been there since California was built. You so worried about black women, you didn't raise a stink when Kamala gave up her seat to Padilla, got that seat. You didn't say a word. You were just happy to have Kamala in the same area code as you. So y'all could just go coon it up together. For your sake, ma'am, you better have a change. You better have a change. I know you'll never get on code. We already know this. What I want you to do, ma'am, from me to you, is be quiet. Stay on your goddamn committees and do your thing. Hang on one second. These gates. But yes, straight up and down, no chaser, kiss my ass. Straight like that. We don't care about you, ma'am. And we're here to destroy the Black Caucus. You probably told Hemorrhoids Harris this. Shout out to Nicole's View.
Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
You probably gave her that talking point. Don't never promise them nothing. Don't promise them nothing. But today it's all about Brother Marcel. We got to refresh the screen again, folks. I don't like what I'm seeing. I see nothing. I don't see no updates. I don't see nothing. Now y'all gonna watch me refresh the screen. That shit still didn't move. Yes, Kamala the Cackler, yes. Hemorrhoids Harris. Heels up Harris. They call her Taco in California. I heard of that from a Hispanic. I'm not even going to say why. You should know. And the race soldier may get an appeal because of her open her fat mouth. Of course. How do y'all sit up there? I got to talk to the older black folk who were around. Older black folk in California. I don't care if you FBA ADOS or an immigrant. Folk, I need this question answered. Robert Byrd died. And she comes out and says he was one of my good friends because he apologized to me. That jackoff killed black folks and was around watching black folks get lynched. You sat there knowing this man's history. And because he said sorry, you gave him a pass and wrote his eulogy. That's me. That's like me. No, I'm not even going to put me into it. That's like Jason Black knowing how Richard Spencer is. Hell, we won't even use Richard Spencer. That's too easy. That's like Jason Black writing the foreword for a David Duke book. I'm going to say that again because they're both in Louisiana. That's like Jason Black writing the foreword for a David Duke book. Because David Duke honored him with an interview. Whose credibility gets shot at that point? So she gets a pass for that. But we know damn well how we act when someone like Fakem or Candace or Mala or Diamond and Silk, even Kanye to a certain extent, when they start cooning, we give them the heat. But she don't get heat for that. Y'all up there, I had niggas calling her Aunt Maxine, Auntie Maxine. What? So your auntie's a coon. Say less. These niggas are strange today, folk. I understand it. B1 Society, I understand it. Niggas are strange. You niggas, I'm watching, hang on. I gotta say this, and I was really trying to avoid this, but this has to go with the theme of the show, Black Men Summit. I ain't talking about the B1s in here. But black men, you Negroes hear these male celebrities say some of the most outlandish shit possible. And y'all niggas don't check them because you like them. But somebody you don't like says some real shit. He got to go. I don't get this. Y'all letting Luke Campbell, y'all letting Uncle Luke get away with saying a lot of shit online and nobody's checking him on it. Y'all let this man say things that perk your ears up and then go back and say something contrarian to that the next day. And y'all don't check him on that. But then I see niggas putting up Charleston White videos talking about they gonna go kill this man. Y'all niggas gotta go pick a struggle, blood. I can't. This is why I keep saying we got to separate, because you confuse Negroes. Y'all messing it up, because when y'all confused, y'all have loud voices because you want people to hear you, and then when they hear you, they hear your stupidness and your idiocracy, your idiocy. I'm sorry, your idiocy, and they promote that shit. You Negroes need to go read books. You Negroes really need to go read some books, because you Negroes are going to get us killed out here, because you Negroes don't understand how the game works. Like, just like I said with the females, we need to have a summit. We need to have a summit. There's a lot of off-code niggas out here. I'm just going to tell it like it is. There's a lot of off-code brothers out here. And we know this. But we try to ignore them or try to repress their voices as much as we can, because Everybody saw Soldier Story, right? I'm assuming everybody saw that. Sergeant Waters said it. Do you know the damage one ignorant Negro can do? And it did come off kind of coonish, but you got to understand. Those are the niggas they're promoting right now. That Young Thug situation is spelling the end for the black rapper. Because they understand the black rapper has a lot of influence in the community. They needed to demonize the black rapper again because Ice Cube got over. I'm just going to tell y'all like it is. Ice Cube did a lot for the image of the black male rapper in 2020. Well, 2019, 2020. That if he didn't do that, the baby wouldn't have got as much support as he did when he had his situation. Because we all know how they are with the Alphabet Mafia. We all know this. And when he did what he did, you had a lot of support for that brother. And then he went and did dumb shit again. But at that point in time, he had a lot of support. He don't do that, he don't get that support. Ice Cube opened up a lot of eyes in 2 years. So they sent the flunkies outside to go get that man. And as much as we did to keep his voice and keep his image as untarnished as we could, we found out we can't fight with that media blitz at that point. So we said, okay, we're gonna concede this fight, but Ice Cube is still won. But we're just gonna take his message and what he was trying to promote, and we're just gonna take it, remix it a little bit, and push it down to the grassroots and build it back up. So next time he comes back up, even though he's probably still pissed at us, he comes back, he'll have way more support than he did. But what are they talking about, folks? Talk about Young Thug and them. That's all they're talking about when it comes to black male rappers. That's all they're talking about. All they want to talk about is, oh, look at all these black male celebrities. Will Smith, he's slapping Chris Rock. You had that idiot Patrick Hawley talking about, why is Anthony Mackie hosting the Country Music Awards? Black people don't listen to country music. Oh, look at all these men in suits. What are they doing? Then you got the bedwenches coming outside talking. Biden taking shots at black men. Brothers, I think it's time for us to have a summit. I think we have to go somewhere and we have to sit down and really, really have this conversation. There's got to be harsh criticisms lodged. There's got to be harsh conversations had. We got to get these off-code brothers right, or at least test their temperature at the minimum. These brothers that are on the fence, we got to show them what it is and get them right. We need to do a lot. Just like I told the women, they're going to have to do a lot. We got a lot to do. We have to get in lockstep, because right now they're targeting us again. This whole election cycle right now is about black men. Marcel can disrupt Washington if he wins tonight. He wins tonight, Capitol is on fire. Because they know what's going to come. Why is everybody calling me now? I don't understand this. Everybody's calling me now. Must know I'm online. But anyway, let me end it off with this, folks. I appreciate everybody in the new black media, male and female. I appreciate all of you. We've done the groundwork. We've amplified the voice of the black grassroots, especially with Marcel. We've done our job, but we got to keep going. It's tough out here. We have our audiences. I'm slowly building mine up. Beatzilla's in the building. He has his audience. He has his show tomorrow. Go in there and tune in and share that stuff out. Brother Torian did his video on that Amala chick. He shouted me out in the video. I appreciate that. Go over and consume his content. Bring the women on. Even those voices that are new black media that don't typically do double streams, work with them. I'm persistently emailing these men and women. We need to have these conversations. We need to bring different personalities together. We're all new black media, but I don't feel as though we do. I want to pop up on like Lioness Crown's videos one day, or Queen Amadaya. They be like, "What the fuck, Kid Grab? What the fuck is he doing over here?" That's the kind of reaction we need. Holy shit. Vicky Diller's over there talking with Torian. Oh my God. Stuff like that. That's what we need to do. But fellas, for us, yeah, we do a lot of collaborations, but I think it's time we're going to have to go harder. Like I said, they're gonna start censoring us very soon. They're already starting now. I think after Father's Day, that's probably when it's going to start. I really predicted July 1st, but I don't think they could wait that long. If Marcel wins tonight, the onslaught is on. Everybody that did an interview with this man is going to get their channel censored. I see it happening. Because once he wins, everybody in the goddamn world is going to start searching for this man. And what's going to end up happening? Whoever shows up on YouTube, all our interviews are going to show up. Now, of course, they'll prop up the coons who talk to him. Of course, they will. So Fox Soul's going to get propped up. That interview he did with Tariq against that Kinder Valeza chick, that's going to get propped up. I forgot the other coon that did the interview with them and tried to play him, but that didn't work. They're going to get propped up, but our interviews are going to start getting propped up. They're not going to like that. So we're going to be in the algorithm now. And when they start seeing like, all these black people interviewed him, okay, they talking positive, they laughing. They look through the tag words and it says new black media. They're like, shit. Roland going to be on TV, acting like he was supporting Marcel the whole time. He's like, all them grassroots people, they were just jumping on the bandwagon. I've been doing this work for 10 years. Nigga, you weren't at the Capitol. Everything you did up to that point and now invalidated. You didn't go to Charlottesville. You didn't go to the Capitol. Nigga, your shit is invalidated. Your card, no. You got to start from scratch, especially after the fact you got ran off the block in North Carolina. Nigga, you 0 for 3. You done. Now you're trying to go back on TV with the MSNBC. I could just imagine. Now, if somehow Marcel should lose, you know what's going to happen. All these niggas are going to come on TV laughing. But then again, they didn't realize something, folks. Brother Marcel, win, lose, or draw, is the battering ram. He just gave us all the blueprint should we ever want to run for office, how to do it. And the number one rule is make sure you're visible. Make sure you're accessible. Marcel's probably the only politician on Twitter who will answer DMs and have conversations. Now, I'm sure once he gets into office, that's going to change a lot because he's going to be busy. But appreciate the fact, everyone, that you could DM that man and that man would actually DM you back. That man actually has conversations with you. He'll retweet your shit. Shout out to Chachina Arnold. She mentioned this man today. That's a big get. Because she's not really known for her politics, but that's a big get. That's how we got to do it, folks. We got to find the celebrities that are on code, the few and far between, and make sure they are pushing a B1 agenda. If it was not for us, folks, I don't think Marcel would have had that NBA Finals commercial. I don't think he would have gotten that. Because you know the sports championships don't like promoting politics. But he got our support. And of course they're going to be a little racist and say, you know what, black people watch basketball because, you know, they run, shoot, and steal. So yeah, let's put it on there. Third quarter. We'll try to hide it third quarter. You know, we can't put it on at the end of the first quarter because then there's gonna be too many eyes. Halftime, everybody turns off the TV, go do something. Halftime. So we gotta put it at, you know, somewhere where they can't say we were racist, where we put it, but it'll still get some visibility. So yeah, because we damn sure ain't gonna give it to them fourth quarter if the game is close. We're not doing that. Oh, no. We're not doing that. No full timeouts in the fourth quarter. We're not doing that. So we'll give it to you in the third quarter. So can you take third quarter? Sure, I'll take third quarter. And that's what they did. So shout out to him for that. But black men, this is our time. We have 5 months to change this country. We have to push. You still got to, yes sir, 25 kid. You still got to put the pressure on Jimbo, even if some by some salmon swimming down river that Clyburn pulls it out. Got to be on his neck. Him and his family are scared right now. The money train might be ending. That's how you got to do it. But black men, we have to be the ones to author this change. We have to be the ones to script the narrative. It has to be us. They too much want the women to be the control of our community. We have to end that by 2024. You see how the world moves when black men move. Shout out to Sincere and Nice T Girl. They were one of the first people to talk to Marcel. Everything else trickled down after that. And I'm talking about in the grassroots. I'm leaving Tariq out of it purposely. He needed to talk to the people who have the small followings. It's very easy to go get a conversation with Tariq if you're a blue check. Very easy. He needed to come down to the basement with us. He needed to come to the first floor. See, going to Jason and Tariq, that's going to the penthouse. You get those two on your side, you can become a juggernaut. He had to be talking to us in the lobby. And Jason had to be looking. He got the security cameras. He was looking. And then the penthouse button lit up. The doors open. He said, okay. Now you can come up and have a conversation. We were all down in the lobby. Yes, sir. We were all down in the lobby. We were waiting. We listened with bated breath. Seeing what Jason would say. And we know it got a little contentious at the beginning. A little contentious. He wanted to see where we was at. Because, again, everybody could, say what they want to say. And he could come in and say, he might say something that Jason's like, you know what? Nah, I can't deal with you. Respect what you're doing, but I can't ride with it. But Marcel talked to us. He got the energy. He got the energy of the people. And he understands that we hold Jason to a higher respect. Most of us. So he went up to the penthouse, and we were down there. We were waiting. It looked like election night. And then what happened, folks? They got off. They got the chop of the fable. And then the door opened, and we got this. We got that, folks. He got the endorsement, and we had fun. And he continued his momentum. And now here we are today. Hopefully he gets in. We're manifesting it. So all I'm going to say before I leave is it's on us to change the story. We can't let other people write our stories anymore. Can't do that. Because they'll write it where they're the hero and we're the villain, even though it's our story. And right now, the villain is not being loved right now. People are craving heroes again. And we have to be our own heroes. So, continue supporting us. Continue supporting the movement. Be one over everyone. It's Kid Gravity. Hopefully, y'all will join me later on Twitter when I do the space. Non-FBAs, have been summoned. We need to have an honest conversation. Y'all can come in. FBAs, help out. Salute Rob Allbanks. And contribute, but I need to talk to the non-FBAs. We got to have that conversation. And I'm just going to warn y'all now. You come in there trolling, I'm going to roast you. It's hot down here, and I'm in that mood.
Get that water. He about to get this work. He about to get this work.
I'm just warning y'all now. You come in there trolling, I am going to roast you. That's how y'all say peace, love, and reparations. Now before we go, one more time for the folk.
What would you think about a parent whose children are hungry? They let them starve. Likewise, here in South Carolina's 6th Congressional District, we are the 6th poorest district out of 435 total as of the year 2021. And yet, where is our Congressman, James Clyburn? I can tell you, he says he will be in California, in North Carolina, and Florida, and Georgia. But what about the needs of South Carolinians? I was born here, I was raised here, I live here, and I'm going to be here. You will never have to ask, where is Marcel?